What's going on, guys? It's Wrath. Welcome to another video. Today we are back on the One Piece card game content. It finally feels good to be able to go back to locals after not uploading or just having attended in months, probably longer than that. But today we attended the Heroine's Battle Cup for the One Piece card game, where basically you are only allowed to play female leaders. And I decided to go ahead and bring Perona. This is basically the same list that won me the OP-01 box tournament. I didn't really upload a deck list on that, but essentially what you can see here, minus a few changes, back when Ice Age and whatnot was still a viable option to have before it was banned. But here we have still the Navy heavy. I'm not going to say Navy heavy variant, but the Kuzan and the Borsalinos definitely play a part if they are drawn into. Outside that, we kind of have to really rely on the Suru and the one-legged toy soldier. As you can see, there is a shit ton of 2Ks in here. Obviously, for various reasons, we're only playing 5 blockers, so you'll kind of see how the deck plays and the thought process of, some of the moves I make and why it is I do what it. Damn, I can't talk. Why it is I do what I do. The event I didn't really play too much of. I think I had an opportunity to play it once. It's not something that really came up, and really kind of playing only 3 thriller bark type cards, it makes things a bit hard for the situation that you're in. We do play the 7-cost Sengoku for being able to bring back a Borsalino depending on the situation, but really we're just trying to force the Kuzan. Not only does it give us the +1 utility for free, but is basically a target they have to deal with consistently. Now there's a lot of back and forth with this deck depending on the matchup. You'll kind of see in the first game against Blue Boa, it was definitely a back and forth game, but he really had me on the ropes for a good chunk of that game, and a lot of the decisions I had to make were kind of on the spot. Like I said, I haven't played in a very long time, so I'm not very comfortable with where I was and how I was playing, but things definitely progressed in a manner that I didn't think I would picture. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's go ahead and get on to match 1.
Here comes a new challenger.
Without further ado, we are getting into match number 1, OP-07 Blue Boa versus my Perona. I don't remember who opted to go first or second on this one. Most of these games, again, are just kind of based off of memory and just really going off of what I remember trying to play. Obviously, I do remember a good chunk of the game. This one here specifically was just a lot of back and forth. I'd play some board, he'd play some board, I'd play some board, he'd play some board. Looks like he ends up going first here, playing the Sengoku. Searching the top 5, and I don't know what he grabs off of this, or remember. I think he ends up grabbing Slave Arrow, which I ended up mistaking for Perfume Fumer, the unblockable attack. So after a quick read here and kind of correcting myself, we got things back on track. And now I'm almost positive here I open Perona and go into a Gecko as my starting play. We'll just have to wait and see how that works out here. All right, going into my turn here. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I really did not think. I guess I saved my. I guess I either didn't have a searcher or I'm saving it. I wonder what my thought process was here. I know for a fact that I do end up playing Borsalino on my Fordon turn, and I'm pretty sure I take this. Most of the time I will take the first life. It's a free card, and could possibly help in a specific situation. Really just depends, I guess. So after taking that, looks like he passes. We are now on Fordon, and I think we just swing 5 and play Borsalino. We cleared the Sengoku with Perona, activate leader ability, swing, and then we play Borsalino. Which I honestly, I didn't see very many Borsalinos in these games. I don't think I saw a single Kuzan until very late in the game, which was a very big hindrance for me in the last game, which you'll see. I spent most of the game looking for one piece and never ended up finding it. So we end up passing here. After KOing the Sengoku, he just eats it. I think he almost considered countering out. Now, as he's thinking about what he wants to do here, I'm almost positive it's blocker law, and then he plays 4-cost blocker, or not 4-cost. 4-cost law, bounces the Borsalino back to my hand after bouncing his law back to hand. And so after that, I think I counter out of this. Yeah. I actually only think I played him once also that entire day. Either way, now we are on what, 6th Dawn here. I think the plan is to rest the law, swing into it with Perona for 7, and if he counters out, just use Ryuma. Most of the time playing this deck, I at least want to see opening hand, at least a Searcher and a Ryuma, and hopefully if I don't see the Ryuma off either mulligan, at least 2 Searchers that would allow me to grab it, being Land of Wano for the Otama and the Thriller Bark for Perona, which by the way both are 2Ks. I play a total of 4 Surus, 4 Izos, 4 Peronas, 4 Otamas, and 2 one-legged toy soldiers. So that's a shit ton of 2Ks. So he ends up okay, so we Perona ability, swing 7 into the law. I'm deciding whether or not that's the right move, and I can go ahead and say for sure that that is the right move. Again, like I stated in the beginning of the video, I take a long time through a lot of these moves. It's been a while, and yeah, just trying to get my mind right as far as making the right plays without making a mistake. I played Croc the weekend before and just ended up crumbling. Made so many mistakes and things got to me. I think I ended up just leaving and going home early. But so he ends up giving us 2 cards countering out of the 7, and we end up KOing the law with Ryuma here, and we pass. And here's where things get a little fun. I think after this turn is where we start getting more back and forth. He starts playing events left and right, drawing cards, clearing my board, and then passes back to me, and then I start, clearing his board. Regardless of whose board was more present at that time, it was a very fun game, and during OP-07, I don't really think I got to experience very many boas. So it's definitely good to see old leaders coming back from old sets, and people just showing love to their favorite female leaders, at least. I did see on Reddit today, I think a red Uta went 5-0. That was pretty crazy. Anyway, he uses the Sengoku. I don't know what he searches for here. I think he ends up swinging, what, 7? And we take it. Oh. So he swings 7 and we counter out for 8. Okay, so he played the Sengoku, and I wonder if he grabbed the blocker law off of that. Or maybe it was the gravity blade. Anyway, he passes back to us. this turn here is pretty straightforward and simple. I think we attempt to try and get rid of both bodies, which is easily doable. I really don't remember what I did here. You're probably going to hear me say that quite a few times in this video. I don't remember what I did here. And that's the funny part, because a good chunk of it, I don't remember what I did here. So what is it, 6, 7, 8? No, I think we play Sabo. No, we don't play Sabo. Again, trying to rack my brain around what it is I'm thinking here at this point in time, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember. I've said that like 4 times in the past 30 seconds. What happens here? Okay, so we use leader ability, we rest the law, we swing 6 to lead. He takes it, and I think he bought it. Yeah, so this is okay. I got that mixed up. I don't know what he grabbed off the Sengoku, but later I end up fixing that mistake. And well, maybe I don't make that mistake. I know in the later game I fixed that and swing first just in case. So I learned my lesson there. I lost a body, but hey, he took a life. That's what we're here for. We like it. So off of that, we end up playing our Gecko, and we rest the Borsalino. At this point, I think I have the Perona event, or the Thriller Bark, the one cost Thriller Bark event in my hand, which gives us plus 3k. So I planned on using that to potentially protect the Borsalino, just in case. But again, yeah, another gravity blade. So 2 gravity blades in not even 30 seconds again. Really hurts. So here he swings 5. I don't feel like countering out, so we just take it, and now he passes back to us. We are on our 10 dawn turn. So now let's see what kind of fun little shenanigans we can pull out, and see if we can retake the board. Like I said, he's got me in a weird little spot. Most of my momentum and gas is gone by this point, so if there's anything that ends up recovering this, it's stroke of luck. I know at this point I probably have at least 2 more geckos in my hand, but I think on this one we attempt to get rid of both of the Sengoku and the Law. I'm not really worried about KOing the Law blocker at this point. It's something I might end up doing, but in my mind, I'm constantly just like, okay, you know, we can just rest the Law, swing, and not have to worry about him getting free value off of the blocker. So I'd say personally, this matchup seems 50-50. It seems to me whoever maintains the better board presence wins, but also being a deck that plays quite a few chump blockers really just makes it easy for me to not let them use the blockers. But hey, again, I'm gonna say this, people on Reddit have been asking for Perona builds, and I for some reason get downvoted every single time I mention Navy, or just in general her effect being so underrated. With Expanded coming around the corner, I also get downvoted for saying Kuzan's a great utility card, and Borsalino's probably still one of the best blockers in the game. Personally, not, you know, you can play around it obviously, but the effect that he can't be KO'd by effects on the opponent's turn, and also is a 6k, great. Easily block 5k swings, and you're cooking. I don't know why I take so long to figure out what it is I want to do here. I feel like there's only so many moves I can make, and I don't really know. Oh, okay, so we decide to use Perona ability, swing into the body. The reason I don't want him keeping bodies on board is because I'm pretty sure he can bounce the bodies back to his hand and get free value off of that, which is not something we want. So off of that, I'm almost positive another gecko is coming down. And then gecko into Ryuma. Or no, gecko into... Oh, and we hard cast the Ryuma. Yeah. So we hard cast the Ryuma and get rid of both bodies. Now, I'm pretty sure here he ends up locking down and getting rid of both my Ryu. No, well, I think he gets rid of the Izo. And then locks down my Moria with a 6-cost Boa. Yeah. I didn't expect to see a Tashigi in here and other Navy cards mixed in. I was very confused about some of these cards that were popping up. And when he played Houndblaze later in the game, I was like, excuse me? Which actually he might end up doing right here. No, he plays that later. I think he swings into the Izo. Yeah, we let the Izo go. Really no point in countering. Out to save it. It served its purpose, and pseudo blocker for the win. You know, beggars can't be choosers. So it is what it is. Yada yada yada. Oh. Oh yeah. So I was right. He does end up locking down my gecko. Gecko was the target of a lot of you can't do anything. I do like the fact that we ended up getting another gecko. I will miss my alt 8-cost geckos, but it is what it is. They're still in the binder, so if they ever come off the ban list, I don't think they will, but it'll be nice to play them again. So I did not see the 6-cost, or not the 6-cost, the 3-cost Dofi coming. So he ends up playing the Dofi, stacking the top 5 of his deck, I think it is, and passes back to us. Here in this situation, I'm almost positive I've been sitting on an 8-cost Sabo for a very hot minute, and I couldn't let him continue to get the advantage of board presence, so we're kind of tied right now, but I didn't really waste any time playing the Sabo, clarifying again that the gecko was locked, so we end up using Perona's ability to give -1, putting us in range with the Sabo. That leaves us with 2 extra Dawn up. I don't know what happens after that. I do know both of these get KO'd. And we end up trashing, I think, a Tempest Kick. Again, going through my my head, making sure I have the correct amount for what it is I want to do. Just as a security measure, it's something I always do before playing a big character like that, making sure I have enough to actually do what I want to do afterwards. So we play the Sabo, trash, like I said, the Tempest Kick, and we get rid of both of those bodies. So now I'm in a really good spot. I'm feeling great, and I'm like, cool, we might be able to, you know, attempt to not quite go for lethal, but at least get rid of a good chunk of his life and set us up for lethal next turn. Boy, let me tell you, was I wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. So 2 Dawn's still up. I still have 2 swings I can make. And this is where I decide to swing. Like I said, I made the mistake of swinging last time with the Ryuma, and look at that. What do you know? Another Gravity Blade. So again, we got rid of a life and we got rid of a Gravity Blade, which is huge, at least at this part of the late game. And so we end up swinging with Perona for 6, and I think he ends up countering out the 2K. Now there's not much he can really do here. I believe he ends up playing Red Rock to hit my Sabo, and then ends up going into a Ground Blaze. Yeah, since he met the requirement for Boa's effect and he played the event, he ends up being able to draw a card off of what it is. So I think he ends up doing a Hound Blaze and playing a Chump Blocker. Well, not playing a Chump Blocker, but a Searcher. No, draw 2, trash 2. Or draw 2, trash 1. Yeah, draw 2, trash 1, which is the Otama. And this is where he Hound Blazes me for the 8. Again, got wide-eyed right here. Wasn't entirely sure or expecting that play. So, oh, no. Okay, I guess they saves that for next turn then. Really? I'm so far gone right now, it's not even funny. Holy shit. Okay, I was wrong on that account. He plays the Boa, swings for 5, I counter out for 2, and we pass. Or he passes, and we go on here again. Now, I don't remember, I don't think I end up doing anything with this Gecko. I'm almost positive I forget he's there. Trying to think about what it is I want to do here. I play the Tempest Kick for 1, end up drawing, I think, into a lucky 9-cost Zoro, which I had no intention of playing, but good things do come in small packages, so I was excited for that. Now I'm basically in my head trying to map out the next few turns, because I know we're not that far off in difference is life. So it could be anyone's game. All it takes is one snowball, and it's anyone's game at this point. Now again, yeah, so I confirm that the Gecko is still not locked. We swing into the Boa. Or no, we swing into Leader for 5, and he counters out for 1, and we swing with the Gecko for 7, and he takes that life, and we play 9-cost Zoro from the hand, ending our turn and passing back to him. Now at this point, realistically, I was thinking I could probably play this. I'm in a good spot, and depending on how things go, next turn, what he plays, I could probably push for game. So normally when I see this card, I don't play it for fear of not being able to play it at some point. So it's more of a FOMO, fear of missing out, and I always end up regretting not playing the card when I draw it. So I decided to just bite the bullet and call it a day. Now here is where things get interesting. This is the Hound Blaze that I was talking about him playing. So he plays the Hound Blaze, gets the +3 to Boa, which puts her at 8, bouncing back the Otama, or I think bottom decking the Otama, and then allowing him to draw with the Boa. So there's a lot of creativity in this deck, and setting him up for being able to basically keeping cards in hand and not really running dry. I do think a starve mechanic approach to this at least is good in certain aspects, but the fact that, again, everything was bottom decked, you know, he still maintained a somewhat healthy hand. And again, me sitting on the other side, I have no idea what's in his hand right now. You can kind of see the top of some of his cards here. So I had a feeling of what was going on. And, you know, I'm not going to say a feeling. I felt like he had more counters than he did events. And that was really put me in a scary situation. So he still has 1 blocker up on board. I'm pretty sure he plays 2 more bodies after this, after I counter out for 9. Yeah, so all right, so here he plays the Dofi, bounces back my Gecko to hand, and then plays the chump. What is this? Trafalgar Law, I think. So 2 chump blockers, and a 7-cost Dofi, and now here I'm like, what do I do? Realistically, the play was staring me right in the face the whole time. It just took me quite a few minutes. No, I'm not gonna say quite a few minutes. It might feel like a few minutes, but it did take me quite a bit of time to figure out how to, rest those 2 and go for game. And like I said, the play is staring me right in the face. I'm going through my trash. I'm going through my hand, trying to piece together what it is I need to do, and I made it harder than it needed to be, realistically. So, racking my brain, what is it that I do? And honestly, a more experienced player than me probably would have seen this right off the bat, but I'm actually pretty proud of myself for seeing this and maybe thinking it was a good play versus some of the other ones that I had in hand. Regardless, first move I had to make was getting rid of both of the blockers, making sure I had enough Dawn to use Zoro's effect for both restands, and go for lethal. So here we decide to pop off Perona's ability, resting the first blocker. Now we decide to go for 6 Dawn, playing the Gecko, and off the Gecko we play the Ezo, resting the other blocker, and now we're basically set up for a 6k swing, which I do think he ends up countering out of with a 2k. Yeah, so he counters out of this with a 2k, and then we're basically set here. So we swing 9, he takes it, and as you can see, rest, swing 9 again, takes it, and at this point I'm sweating bullets. If he has it, he has it, but we end up swinging 9 again, taking the win. So GG's to Gabe there. Very fun game. Always a pleasure playing him and everybody else that are locals. Very bunch. Jesus Christ. Great group of guys, everybody. Going into this, I wasn't really too sure what to expect, but I had fun nonetheless. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. Woohoo!